All right, today we're diving deep into one of the most powerful and, frankly, terrifying prophecies ever written, the breaking of the seven seals from the book of Revelation. And this isn't just some old story. It's a step-by-step unveiling of cosmic judgment that builds to one single haunting question.
You know, we're actually starting at the end here, because this one question is the key to the whole thing. The prophecy doesn't just list off a bunch of disasters. It builds this incredible, overwhelming case for a judgment so final that it all comes down to this one terrifying thought.
So, here's how it starts. There's a scroll, and it's sealed shut 7 times. It basically holds God's hidden plan for the future, and nobody, not in heaven or on earth, is worthy enough to open it. No one, that is, except for a figure called the Lamb. It's this incredible paradox. A symbol of sacrifice is the only one with the power to unleash judgment. And with every single seal that's broken, a new piece of this cosmic drama is about to unfold.
Now, the first 4 seals are probably the most famous part of this whole vision. They unleash the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. And each one of these riders represents a different kind of devastation that's about to sweep across the entire globe.
As that first seal breaks, a voice like thunder shouts, "Come!" And out comes a figure on a white horse. But this isn't just any warrior, he's a conqueror. He's given a crown, a symbol of authority, and a bow, which often symbolizes victory from a distance. He rides out, as the text says, bent on conquest. This is the beginning of a relentless, unstoppable wave of domination.
Then, the Lamb breaks the second seal,
and a fiery red horse appears. That color alone tells you everything you need to know. It's all about bloodshed and violence. But this rider isn't about conquering other nations. No. His job is to cause collapse from within. He's given a huge sword and the power to literally take peace from the earth, to make people turn on each other in civil war and chaos. When the third seal is opened, the threat shifts from violence to survival itself. A black horse emerges, but look, its rider doesn't have a weapon of war. Instead, he's holding a pair of scales, the kind used for trade. But here, they're a symbol of something much darker: total economic collapse and widespread famine. And the message that comes with him is chillingly specific. It says that a full day's hard labor will earn you just enough money to buy 2 pounds of wheat. That's barely enough food for one person for one day. Or you could get 6 pounds of the cheaper barley. This isn't just a food shortage. It's a picture of insane hyperinflation, where the basic necessities for life become almost impossible to afford. And then comes the opening of the 4th seal, which brings forth the final horseman.
This horse is described as pale, which in the original Greek means that sickly, greenish-yellow color of a corpse. And for the first time, a rider is actually given a name: Death. Right behind him follows his constant companion, Hades, the realm of the dead. At this point, there's no metaphor left. This is death itself, let loose on the world.
And the scale of their power is just staggering. Death and Hades are given authority over a quarter of the entire planet. They're given the power to kill, by the sword, by famine, by plague, and even by the wild animals of the earth. It's like a horrifying combination of all the disasters that came before them. So after all that chaos on earth, the 5th seal brings a huge shift in perspective. The vision suddenly pulls away from the destruction and moves to a solemn scene in heaven, focusing for the very first time on the human cost of everything we've just seen. When this seal is opened, there's no horseman, no new earthly disaster. Instead, we see the victims. The vision shows the souls of martyrs, people who were killed for their faith, gathered together under a heavenly altar. And they're all crying out with this one powerful question, begging for justice. The answer they get is both comforting and really chilling. They're each given a white robe and told to wait just a little while longer. And the implication is crystal clear. More people have to suffer and die before the end finally comes. Well, that waiting period ends with the 6th seal. And if the first 4 seals were about destruction on Earth, this one is about the deconstruction of the entire cosmos. The very fabric of reality itself starts to come apart at the seams. So the opening of this seal doesn't unleash just one disaster. No, it unleashes a whole sequence of cataclysms, one right after another, that affect the entire universe as we know it. First, a massive earthquake shakes the whole planet. Then, the sun goes dark, as black as sackcloth. The entire moon turns blood red. Stars start falling out of the sky like figs being shaken from a tree. The sky itself is rolled up like a scroll being put away. And every single mountain and island is torn from its place.
This is just total, universal chaos. So what does humanity do when the sky is literally falling? The prophecy shifts its focus right back to the people on the ground, and it describes a single, universal reaction from every person alive: pure, absolute terror. And this is a crucial point. Every single level of society is listed off: kings, princes, generals, the rich, the powerful, even slaves. All those earthly titles mean nothing anymore. Every person on the planet, no matter their status, is united in this desperate scramble to hide in caves and behind rocks.
And they're crying out to the mountains, but not for salvation. They're begging for annihilation. They're screaming for the rocks to fall on them and kill them. Think about that. Their reasoning is simple. A quick death by being crushed is better than having to face the one on the throne and the wrath of the Lamb. Their terror is that complete.
And that brings us right back to where we started. The vision of the sixth seal ends with all of humanity finally recognizing that the great day of judgment is here. And so, the prophecy leaves us and all of history with that final, unanswered question just hanging in the silence. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who, possibly, can withstand it?